Ooh, what is up, man? Happy Saturday to y'all, man. Chilly Saturday for me right now. Y'all hear the heat cranking in the back. You know I'm at the gig, so we do the live faceless lives at the gig. But look, man, today we're gonna talk about communication, man. Things revolving around communication, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm smacking a donut right now too. I'm drinking some coffee, slight coffee, creamer juice. You feel me? But I feel like today's issues in the world.
One in the left.
I believe that might be Clayton. So I feel like sorry about that, y'all. Duty
You have
calls.
one in the left. It's one free.
I believe the car in the lot might be Clayton's car, but you could check it out also. But a lot of today's problems, man.
We don't have driver there. You can check.
A lot of today's issues deals with communication, bro. And when I say communication, it's like over the years, communication has like dwindled down. It's become terrible, and when I say it's become terrible, I feel like things are so simple to communicate, but a lot of people, a lot of the times, are just so like indirect
47,
or
now
like
in service. I'll check the ramp on the way
try
down.
to be mysterious when they just need to communicate simple things to you or to others.
You can check the
You
left.
know, what do I mean by that? A lot of the times, individuals kind of like expect you to know what they're thinking or know what they're feeling, and it's like as humans, bro,
Reservation plus 4.
until our powers kick in, we have no way of knowing what someone else's feels or thinks until they communicate that, bro. And as
Okay, pick up
people,
me on the
we
line.
are terrible communicators, bro. We don't really just get to the point. We don't never really just say like, "Yo, this is how I'm feeling. This is why. This is what's gonna solve it. This is what gonna make me feel better." And imagine if we was communicators like that, we wouldn't have so many issues, bro. Like a lot of the time, two people who might be friends for a long time, it might be a simple communication that they gotta get through to each other, but they're playing guessing games with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like one person wants this person to figure out why this person's mad at them. The person who mad doesn't want to tell the person why they're mad, and it's like, yo, bro, it's childish. It's childish, bro. And we gotta get better as people, as communicators, bro. Like myself, it took me a while to become a good communicator. Like I never would really get to the point of what I'm feeling or why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. I want you to figure it out. But it's like, yo, bro, that's not your job. If something's bothering me that you've done, and I got the opportunity to express that to you without really
Okay,
going
sorry,
off. Like
exit
when I say
cross
going off, like
124
F
free.
you, you
No,
B, and
clear.
you H, like profanity and all that. That's not communication, bro. There's nothing that's really understood when you're talking to somebody using a lot of like profanity. You're screaming. You almost like miss your point of what you're trying to communicate. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times communication comes with like a little bit of passion. When I say a little bit of passion, it's like I understand because I feel like sometimes I get passionate in the moment when I'm expressing something, meaning that like my feelings come
Here,
into the
exit
way
cross
that I'm
124
talking.
right.
You get what I'm saying?
And
But
wide
that's why I
clear
said it's
now for
like I started to realize like,
124.
okay, that could come off as me being
Here,
too
close to
aggressive.
this area.
What's up, Luke Nix? Shout out to Luke Nix, man. Soup man. He say I'm the soup man. Yo, soup man. Yes,
Alright,
sir.
hold
Call me
still.
the soup
Exit
man,
cross
right?
is clear.
But
Here,
back to what
check
I'm
on the
saying, it's
way.
like when we're communicating, a lot of time, bro, we get too passionate, bro. And it doesn't mean that we're upset. It just you're just really trying to get this person to really understand your point or whatever you're feeling, and it becomes how you're talking. And that's why I say you got to take a little bit of passion and use that only because you don't want to come off aggressive. You know, A lot of times we all come off aggressive, but it's like too much passion. It's just so much energy, and then you're trying to just express yourself, but that's not communication. When you're yelling, you're using profanity, you're swearing, you're insulting folks. Communication is calm, bro. If somebody did something to you that made you feel a certain way, you gotta sit down and think about how you're gonna communicate that to them. Like, look, man, this is what happened. This is why I feel this way. This is how we can fix the situation, because it's not up to nobody to like know how you're feeling. It's not possible until we get these telekinesis powers. It's not possible, bro. It's not possible. Like, yeah, I know why you feeling like this. You have to express that, but I think a lot of the time too, a lot of us never really grew up expressing ourselves, dog. To be honest, like depending on your household, like you didn't really grow up expressing yourself. And what do I mean? Is like, let's say your parents did something to you, you can't come like you made me feel like this, and you know what I mean. Like depending on how you grew up, that might be an issue too. But I feel like, bro, a lot of today's issues deals with communication, man. Whether it be amongst friends, relationships, partners,
Okay, I'm
business,
sorry,
it's all communication, bro.
Well,
All of it is communication, and we as people, we lost like a prime focus of communicating with each other. Like, I don't know, it's like we just don't care as much, or we just forgot, bro. Y'all can understand, bro. It's all communication. Every issue deals with communication. Even rapper beefs, you know what I mean? A lot of rappers beef with each other. These guys beef over miscommunication or misunderstanding. You know what I'm saying? Or misconception, like feeling a certain way based off something that made you feel that way, but really it wasn't supposed to make you feel that way. You know what I mean? And I'm just trying to become the best communicator I could be possible, man. I like to be straightforward. A lot of the times I feel like being straightforward is very hard for people to be, and it's very hard for people to receive. You get what I'm saying? And what do I mean by that? A lot of the times people don't want you to just be blunt, bro, or tell them the obvious, even though they know they want to hear something different, man. They want to hear something more pleasing to their ears. You know what I mean? More soothing to like whatever they're trying to like not take on, like face the truth. I don't know how to say it, but they want to hear something more pleasing to like more likable to what they want to hear. You know what I mean? So being straightforward is the way to be, man. Like imagine so many relationships that would have worked out better or probably lasted longer as friends if they were straightforward. Hey team, we got a party of one entering a lot. A lot of the times people were out there, dealing with each other. And 1 second here, I'll be back. Spot. I gotta help this guy. Hey sir, how you doing? Did it say you were in uncovered? So covered will be the ramp. So you just want to come around the exit and then head towards the ramp, all right? Just turn in this lane right here. Please disregard the first car that's actually going to be covered. It's going to be a white sedan. He's exiting right now. Yes, sir. Hey, how you doing? All right. All right, so you just want to take a left, and then it's going to be the next left, all right? One of the shuttles will be waiting for you. You can park anywhere from the first to the third. Yeah. But yeah, man, communication is a lot of our issues today, man. A lot of us don't really get straight to the point, man. We kind of like want to beat around the bush, or we probably just don't know how to really express what needs to be expressed. And every day I'm trying to work on being better at that, man. And my issue was, I always had a lot of passion because I'm a very passionate guy in this sense, bro. So, I always had a lot of passion as far as when I was expressing myself, because I barely would express myself. You know what I mean? So, in a sense, when expressing myself, it's like, oh man, I gotta make sure it's expressed how I feel, but then my feeling becomes how I'm talking. But now it's like, I want to be not so passionate when I'm expressing myself. You know what I mean? And even if I'm being straightforward, it's like there has to be a control in being straightforward. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause the truth really does hurt, bro. You know what I'm saying? And the really, I'm gonna give you an example, man. Like, you know, I had an uncle, bro. He was a good mechanic, but he was a horrible
Okay,
person.
actually, he
I ain't
has
gonna say his
covered for his
name,
wages, so I sent him up
but he was
to
very
home.
snappy.
He might pay
He
something
would
for it,
delay the
whatever he has
work.
covered.
He would kind of
Go
like
get him, yeah.
he just
Anyway,
didn't care, fool. So I had this
yeah,
car, and I was kind
picking
of
up
going
on
through a
the
rough
lot.
time, and it
I'll
was the
go
car, the
pick
only
up
car I
on
had, and he told me he was going to fix it or whatever. And he told me to park it at this apartment because his friends stay there. It would be good.
him level 3 day.
He would go get it
Yeah,
the
level
next
3 you're
day and get
picking
it
up over
right,
there or what?
bro. Long
Yeah,
story
I'll
short,
pick
a
you
week
up
go
on
by,
that.
I don't hear
I'll
nothing
check
from this
that.
guy.
Okay, yeah, just, okay,
So I'm
back and
calling
forth
him.
here.
He's
Hold
not
on, yeah.
answering my
Go
calls,
ahead.
bro.
Target 1, third level.
So my pop calls him. He answers his calls, but he's ignoring my calls. But he's supposed to be working on my car. I paid him
Yeah, I only
already.
heard 1
So
checking
I
in here,
finally get
so
a
let me
hold of
go
him.
over
I'm
to
like,
your
yo,
vehicle there, okay. Hold on.
what's going on with the car, man? It's been almost a week. I ain't heard from you, and you're not answering my calls, bro. He starts going off on me. Don't be calling me like that. Instead of him just telling me like, man, I ain't gonna lie, Neff. I got the car towed because I forgot to go get it. I had too much to drink. So we going back and forth. I'm not gonna lie, like I had to tell him like, yo, bro, you're very unresponsible, bro. You're way older than me, man. To get my car at the toll out was like 360. You didn't even fix my car. It was still messed up. I got it at the toll lot. You didn't do nothing, bro. And the money I paid you, you just used it to just, have a good time. So I'm telling him like, yo, bro, you just a bum for
Okay,
real.
but you
Like
should be okay. Just
you
walk
not even
by
for
there
real a
before
mechanic, bro. You be
coming
playing
back.
because he could have owned the whole shop, but it's
You'll
like
be okay now.
certain things are stopping him. But it's like all that stuff was kind of harsh to say to him. But at the time, he had to straighten up his life, bro. This man like was 40 something, had daughters, but all he wanted to do was drink. But I felt like we needed that moment, even though I was too passionate. But he was attacking me at the same time, man. I ain't gonna hold
We'll
you,
get a
like
person.
acting like I was bugging. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
I got one of
we
that
since
for
then we don't have
when it
no
becomes
issues.
around kids.
He just understands that that's not
Okay,
somebody.
very
Look,
good.
I'll ever
Very good.
trust to
Thank you.
work
Get
on
one
my
for
vehicle
hungry.
because of this
Very good.
situation.
Sounds good.
But
Yeah,
communication is,
thank
is
you.
very important, man. I'm telling y'all, like, and you got to figure out how you're gonna do it because you can't communicate with everybody the same, bro. Everybody's not the same, bro. Some people they require subtle truths, meaning that you can't just bombard them with the whole truth. Like, yeah, bro, you're irresponsible. You don't really work hard. You're lazy. It's like that's too much for them to handle. It kind of like really scares them. Honestly, if somebody told me that, I wouldn't feel no type of way. You know what I'm saying? If some of what was true was said about me, I kind of examine the truths and be like, nah, I ain't gonna lie. They right. I am lazy. Like, for instance, I had a girl who called me out on being lazy. I'm not lazy all the time, but she's right. Sometimes I choose to be lazy, which is normal. But I was at her house and I didn't take offense to this. But like I said, you can't communicate with everybody the same. But she told me the truth. She wanted me to help fix this dry washing machine door. To be honest, I ain't gonna lie. I could have fixed the machine door faster if I did it the right way. But I like to cut corners. I'm a man at the end of the day. I'm gonna be honest. I love cutting corners. This is what men do. If a man don't like cutting corners, I don't know. He must be Mr. Full explanation James Bond. If I'm on James Bond time, I'm on James Bond time. But sometimes I cut corners. So while Shorty's in the kitchen, she's making some food. I'm just trying to like finesse the door out of the thing without really taking it out, bro. And in trying to do that, bro, it's taking me at least 15 minutes, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I almost got it out, but then she comes and she's like, "You still working on that?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "I ain't gonna lie, like when you're so smart, but when you're lazy, you kind of like hurt yourself in a sense." So I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, whatever." Then she walked off. So when she walked off, and I'm like, "Damn, okay, I am being lazy." In that moment, I boom, got the tools, took the stuff out. It took me like less than 2 minutes. Me trying to cut a corner took me 15 minutes as compared to me doing it the right way that took me 2 minutes. But she called me out. Like she like, you're so smart, but when you're lazy, you hurt your genius or some shit like that. But somebody else hand at it's like, oh, you calling them dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like so with me personally, I don't take offense to that type of stuff, bro. You know, criticism is good, you know what I'm saying? But that communication can be used for everybody, you know what I mean? So if you go through your day-to-day lives and you got people that you're communicating with, man, figure out their form of communication. Like some people they need easy, easy communication, like, take your time. Some people they need that, man, get your ass up, man, get to it. So it's different vibes, but a lot of the issues, like I said, that people have deals with simple communication, bro. And people try to really avoid a lot of communication. It's like people are anti-communicators. Like when they got problems, bro, I done seen it. Like family, especially family problems, bro. People will have family problems. Like let me be 1,000 with y'all. This how crazy this is. It's a lot of families out there, mine's included, whatever yours included. A lot of people have family problems, but they still go to functions and sit with each other and talk about other things. But they never discuss real issues to fix the issues. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like they scared to like fully really communicate. You know what I'm saying? And communication, bro, is not just talking, bro. It's deeper than talking. It's like basically getting out of your perspective for a quick split second to understand this perspective. And I think that's what scares a lot of people right there. You know what I mean? Just
Okay, we got one
understanding,
person
is trying to
on the
understand somebody
left,
else's perspective, or
84,
not always thinking yours is the leading perspective. That's what scares a lot of people, bro, because I
and
see it.
4 gas on the
A lot of
left
family
here,
members, they go sit down at
and
functions,
some
they
other
hate each other,
technical
bro.
glitches.
But they
That's
talk
right
about
there.
sports, they talk about holidays, they see each other every Thanksgiving and shit like that. That shit's weird. Personally, I couldn't sit
Code
down with you
ministry.
if we had an issue. You know what I mean? I just don't really operate like that. Like, it's different if we gotta work together. It's not like I'm sitting down with you, bro. That's certain sharing personal time, but it's different if I'm sharing personal time with you and we have an issue. We gotta communicate that, man. I just don't see how people can do it. But then, like I said, people fear
Oh,
communicating
something
stuff, bro.
picked up his
They
main
fear looking at a
returning.
different
Main is
perspective. They
open.
fear saying, "Oh, this
We
person
got
might be right." You know what I mean? Like they
elsewhere.
fear a lot of
We
that,
got
man.
down.
But just I'm telling y'all, we could all fix. We can't fix all the problems, because a lot of that deal with resources too, fool. But I'm
Yeah, I
telling
got
you,
one off the ramp,
communication
and
is
I don't
where we
see anyone
start,
else,
man.
unfortunately. Yeah, very
Communication is
sorry.
really where we start to start fixing some of these issues, or some of the ill
If you can have
the
one for me,
ill
24.
beefs or animosity out here. Is communication. But people don't want to communicate, man. People don't want to get together and talk about issues they really have. But they sit down together and talk about other stuff. But I just want y'all to know, bro. Do your best to be one of the best communicators in the world. Because there's always your perspective, but if you can sit down and try to at least solve an issue with someone else that you got a problem with and see a little bit of their perspective to see where they might feel this way, that's gonna help you grow as a person. You get what I'm saying? And life is all about growth, man. If you're not getting better as a person, it's like, what are you really doing?
Okay, there's
You
spots
know,
of second and
um,
a handful on the
I'm
third.
trying to be a way
Pretty
better
fast, yeah.
communicator than I
Yeah.
was. Back then, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't talking about
Close to
nothing.
about truck.
What? You trying to have a conversation about what, man? Put that shit up. You know what I mean? That's how I was feeling, man. Cause even now, then I may even discuss or have communication with some people, bro. But it gotta be somebody that I really genuinely care about sitting down to talk to. You get what I'm saying? Because over the years, I've been a top communicator, man, like with a lot of people in my life. But what I realize is like is like unrelatable. It's almost like trying to force a code into a system that cannot accept the code, man. You know, when I say it's unrelatable, it's like a lot of what is real communication, the truth communication, the best communication, whether you say it or text it or whatever it is, it can't be received because these people haven't had that ability to download it. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like it has to be limited. I'm realizing me as a communicator, I have to be a limited communicator. What does that mean? It's like I can't really give everything. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy, fool. I don't really know how to really describe this for y'all, fool. It's crazy. It's like I might be talking to somebody. Like for instance, man, I'm gonna give you a situation. Me and my little cousin, man. I love my little cousin. My little cousin learned a lot being around me, but he never grew as a person. Long story short, he went to jail for a while, came out 3 years. He was kind of, in my sense, he was still the same guy. And I'm his older cousin. I really showed him the ropes when it came to a lot. Really took care of him. Played big bro role. So I try to communicate the best for him. I'm like, yo, bro, you just gotta, be by yourself. The best for him. Like when I say the best for him, I'm talking about like a plan for him to succeed. Cause I already know what he was gonna do if he didn't have a plan, and he didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? And this is somebody that I mentor for a minute that you would think like, dang, this man done did so much time behind bars that coming out he would at least like trust someone who's always had his back. You feel me? But that's why I say it's like even then talking to somebody like that who you genuinely care about to look out for them for the best for them, it's not perceived as good. So my communication gotta be limited, bro. And it's almost like that's not really who I am because it's like I don't want to like not lead you, bro. Like or I don't know how to really say this to y'all, fool, but it's just kind of like, man, it's like imagine having being like a problem solver for real, right? And you're like a good analysis when it comes to problem solving, but people come with problems, but they don't want to hear the solutions, bro. That's basically what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And these are people you care about, not on like a romantic level, bro. These are just people you genuinely might care about because they're good people, So, and learning that is like, damn, you just can't care as much, which sucks. Cause then it's like, how do you respond? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's a lot to figure out, man. This is like a little vent, communication vent live or whatever. But even myself now, I'm figuring out how I want to really communicate fully. I wouldn't say I've truly figured out how to be the best communicator. Is like I don't want to be the same communicator because, like I said, bro, I done gave some of the best source to situations, and people that was receiving them couldn't really receive them because they mentally wasn't there. They mentally saw that as bad, so it's tough, knowing like where you should be. But at this moment, man, listen, I just tell y'all to tell y'all this. Figure out what type of communicator you want to be, man. It's many levels to how you want to be. You don't want to pour too much out because it might be a waste if it's not received. You know what I mean? But you don't want to pour too little out because it might perceive as you don't care as much. It's like it's no winning. There's only moderation for real, bro. So as a communicator, look, man, communicate moderately, man. Like as I go through life, I'm learning like I gotta always put myself first, man. Meaning that I can't be so invested in something you telling me if it's not affecting me or beneficial to me. You know what I'm saying? And I hope you feel that about yourself because we all gonna have problems or scenarios or situations, but just because somebody comes and they're venting about theirs is not much more important than whatever you got going on. You can kind of take heed to it a little bit, but not lead the situation or be Superman. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, man. Because it doesn't really benefit you, bro. Just change the world little by little, man. It's a lot of like different folks out here, and personally, they don't want to really be better. They don't want to live a better life. They don't want to really be good communicators. They don't really want to solve problems. It's just like that, man. They just want everything toxic. You know what I mean? But it's a lot of good folks out here too, bro. It's a lot of good folks out here, and having discernment and being able to see. But then some of the good folks don't even really want to be good folks. They just want to be a part of, like, a part of the ones that just don't care, like just want to be toxic. So it's like a puzzle, man. Just be your best you can be every day with your communication, man. Don't give too much, don't give too little. Just feel like you're giving the right amount, and don't be listening to too many problems. You feel me? We all got problems, man. We can't solve people problems. Leave that to God, bro. If God give this person some problems, God know how to solve them problems. Feel me? God gave you some problems. God know you gonna solve those problems. Sometimes we got to lead these battles to God, man. Lead these battles to God. I know it's bro. Look, this how the billionaires be thinking. The billionaires be thinking like, oh, that's your battle with God. Nah, for real, bro. Like the billionaires be like, that's your battle with God. Cause think about it, if the billionaires can solve all the problems, they got all the bread. They be like, nope, that's their problem with God. So leave people in their problems with God, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the ability to give some advice, that's the best you can do. You know, it might not be received the right way. You might sound like a hater, but allow people to figure out their situations because they know what's best. Sometimes when you try to care too much, they don't really like the fact that you kind of spitting the truth, and it requires change. Change is a hard thing for a lot of people, bro. A lot of people just don't want to like change situations that they're used to. Like they get conditioned. So leave people with their problems, man. Like if you're in a position to help, but you don't have to provide repeated amount of help. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Like I'm just telling y'all, like put yourself first. And if you're gonna make a difference, don't give 100. Give a little bit. See what type of person you're dealing with for real. At the end of the day, we all try and make it in life. Whether we got billions of dollars or we homeless, we all trying to make it in life, man. We all trying to figure out what this whole thing is about. Minus working and getting money and stuff like that. What is this about for real? So we kind of all in the same boat, man. We should look out for each other, but hey, man, it's not set up like that. It's good and evil, man. So choose which you gonna be, man. I'm good, bro. You know what I'm saying? Forever, man. I've been signed with the goods. But look, man, this is a little event live, man. Communicated event live.
47.
Nothing too crazy, man. I don't want to make it an hour long of me just, giving y'all the basic talk or whatever. It's like basic talk right here. So I'm gonna keep it about 30 minutes, man. I love y'all. Shout out to everybody that tuned in to the live, man. Y'all are all special. If you tuned in later, you special too. I'm finna game for y'all, man. Before I get off here, I'm gonna make it 30 minutes. I've been kind of trash on the game lately. I don't know what happened. I was playing with this weak dude, bro. This man pushed up and was like, bro, I already was legendary. Legendary is 8K on COD mobile. I'm at like 7,900, 7970. We played hard point, bro. We lose 6 match back to back. My boy barely. He had one game where he did score 20. I did terrible, but all the other games, fool putting up 1 kill, 3 kill, and he talking trash like I'm gonna carry you to legendary. And I'm like, bro, I'm already legendary. But what I realized is like I can't play with these guys because a lot of people request to play with me. And it's almost like I can't play with them until after I hit legendary, because when I play with them, it messes up my rank. It kind of like throws off my play style, in a sense. It's like, I don't know, it does something to my play style, bro. Cause my play style is like exciting, fun, but when I play with them, it's like, I don't know. I like carrying the team or having to carry the team or go against a bunch of good people. When there's too many good people that don't know how to work together, we losing games. So personally, I can't really play with them until after I hit legendary, which sucks. But yeah, man, I love y'all. I'm gonna be streaming the game after this. Tune in, watch me play some COD mobile, man. Um, I was thinking today, in order for me to go to the next level, I need to become a melee master, man, because some of them close combats, I low key be losing because it's like my movements got to be very precise. So I gotta play games where I'm using a melee more than my gun, but I might have to use my gun in certain situations. But yeah, everybody tune into the live. Love y'all, man. Look, I'm out of here, boy.